The vast, desolate stretch of land between Houston and Galveston, Texas, known as the Killing Fields, is a place where secrets lie buried beneath all grass and scattered trees. In 1971, the first grim discovery was made: decomposed body of a young woman. Her identity was unknown, and her killer, phantom. This finding marked the beginning of a nightmare that would haunt the region for decades. Just a year later, another body was found in the same area. Again, it was a young woman, her life brutally ended, and her body discarded like trash. Police were baffled. The similarities between the cases were undeniable, but there was no clear link, no suspect, just an ominous sense that a predator was lurking in the shadows of the killing field. By the mid-1970s, it became evident that these were not isolated incidents. More bodies were discovered, each one a young woman, each one killed with chilling precision. The media began to pay attention, dubbing the area the Texas Killing Field. The public was terrified, and the authorities were under immense pressure to catch the killer. Yet the murderer remained elusive, a ghost haunting the marshy landscape. Law enforcement agencies pooled their resources, setting up a task force dedicated to the case. Profilers, forensic experts, and seasoned detectives were brought in. They combed through evidence, interviewed witnesses, and constructed profiles. The killer was methodical, careful, and seemingly ordinary, blending into the backdrop of small-town Texas life. This only added to the horror. Predator could be anyone. Over the years, several suspects emerged. There was Clyde Hedrick, a local handyman with a murky past, and William Lewis Reese, a convicted kidnapper with a penchant for violence. Both men fit the profile. Concrete evidence was hard to come by. Theories abounded. Was it the work of a single killer, or multiple predators taking advantage of the remote, lawless expanse of the killing field? Fear that gripped the community was palpable. Parents kept a tighter grip on their children, and young women no longer wandered the area alone. The once peaceful stretch of land had become a symbol of terror. Local activists formed support groups, and awareness campaigns sprang up, urging vigilance and caution. The psychological toll on the community was immense, and the killing fields became a dark stain on the region's history. In the late 1990s, advances in forensic technology provided new hope. DNA analysis, once a fledgling science, had become a powerful tool. Cold case units re-examined the evidence from the killing fields with fresh eyes, looking for the genetic fingerprints of the killer. This renewed effort brought some breakthroughs, linking certain suspects to the crimes, but the definitive evidence needed to close the case was still elusive. In 2015, William Lewis Reese, already incarcerated for other crimes, was linked to several of the killing fields murders through DNA evidence. He confessed to some of the killings, providing chilling details that only the killer would know. The community breathed a sigh of relief, but the confessions also reopened old wounds. For many families, the answers came too late, years of uncertainty having taken an irreversible toll. Despite Reese's confessions, not all the murders were solved. Bodies continued to be found, some dating back decades, others more recent. The grim discoveries suggested that multiple killers had used the killing fields as their dumping ground. The notion that more predators might still be at large kept the community on edge, and the area retained its sinister reputation. The families of the victims were forever changed. For some, the identification of their loved ones brought closure, but for others, the lack of resolution left a permanent scar. Support groups provided some solace. The pain of losing a child or sibling in such a brutal manner was a burden they would carry the rest of their lives. The killing fields had claimed not just the lives of the victims, but the peace of their families. The media's fascination with the killing fields never waned. Documentaries, news specials, and true crime shows continually revisited the story, each adding their own spin. Public's morbid curiosity was insatiable, and the tale of the Texas killing fields became a staple of true crime lore. While this attention kept the case in the public eye, it also sensationalized the tragedy, sometimes overshadowing the real human cost. Advocacy groups played a crucial role in keeping the pressure on law enforcement. Organizations like Texas EquiSearch, founded by Tim Miller after his own daughter was found in the killing fields, brought attention and resources to the search for answers. These groups provided crucial support to families and helped keep the cold cases from being forgotten, pushing for justice and accountability. Many of the murders in the killing fields remain unsolved. Each unsolved case is a haunting reminder of the killer or killers who evaded justice. Police continue to investigate, and new leads occasionally emerge, but the trail often runs cold. The unsolved cases serve as a stark reminder of the limitations of the justice system and the enduring mystery of the killing field. The legacy of the Texas killing field is one of caution and vigilance. The case has highlighted the importance of advancements in forensic technology and the need for interagency cooperation. It has also underscored the resilience of a community in the face of unthinkable horror. The lessons learned from the case continue to influence law enforcement practices and have led to improved protocols handling missing persons and murder investigation. Despite the darkness that surrounds the killing fields, there is hope for the future. Advances in technology, combined with the determination of law enforcement and advocacy groups, mean that there is still a chance for justice. The families of the victims continue to fight for answers, and the community remains vigilant. The story of the killing fields is far from over, and as long as there are those who remember and seek the truth, there is hope that one day the mystery will be fully unraveled.